Okay. 86 I completed in the previous recording only, right? Yeah. So 87, this was the question when n is becoming infinity. What is it we have to do? They're asking. Applied by parts, and before by parts, first of all, this is positive or negative. I have to know, so I have to break the integral at 1. Okay. I'm breaking the integral at 1. Up to 1, x minus 1 is negative, 1 minus x is the negative of that will come. After 1, x minus 1 positive, you can remove the mod. We applied integration by parts here. We applied integration by parts here. And then here when I put 1, this is 0. When I put minus by, this is 0. So there is 1. And here once again, if I integrate sin nx, integral is minus cos nx by n with extra n square limits. This also when I put pi, this is 0. When I put 1, this is 0. This is also same like this. When you put 1, we'll get this. When you put pi, cos minus theta is cos, so that did not write minus inside. This also when you put pi, we'll get this. When you put 1, we'll get this one. Cos n pi, either it is plus 1 or minus 1. Whenever it is odd integer, plus. Whenever it is even integer, whenever odd integer, minus 1. Whenever even integer, plus 1. So that's why minus 1 power n. These two are same, these two are same, so double. Whatever n you take, this is only a bit number between minus 1 to 1, but this is becoming infinity. It's also either plus 1 or minus 1, this is infinity. So this is limit is 0, this limit is 0. Their sum also limit is 0. Okay. In 88, a small trick is there. You have to do in a particular way. They said polynomial with integer coefficient that we'll use little later at the end. Okay. But right now, what to use? I'll write and f of 1 is 5. Okay. F of 1 is 5 and f of 2 is 7. I'm sure we gave some questions in the theory of equations chapter and also partial fractions also maybe in the beginning. I don't remember, but theory of equations somewhere we gave that there is a polynomial. When you divide with 1, remainder is 5. When you divide with 2, remainder is 7. When you divide with x minus 1 into x minus 2, what is the remainder? Okay. Have you done this type of question anytime? Okay, it can be done at the school level. It is basically a division algorithm, and we gave the question. One, few questions are there. Even ISI also there are few questions. I can tell that. Previous ISI questions. This is actually very simple. Forget about all these things. I will take f of x. I want to divide with x minus 1 into x minus 2. Why only I took these two? Because of these numbers, this is going to be useful. I'll tell you why. I will get something here. I will do something. Finally, I'll get some answer. Reminder here. Okay. This reminder, will it be cubic expression, quadratic, linear, constant, or 50-degree expression? Anybody want to answer? Please put on your videos. Anybody want to answer? Reminder, what it will be? It will be linear. When you divide it a quadratic expression, what is the remainder going to come? It can't be cubic, right? If it is cubic, I'll do further division. If it is quadratic also, I'll do further division. And finally, I'll get a linear. Okay. So I'm going to write this as sum g of x. This is some ax plus b. So now you know this can be written as product of these two plus this division algorithm. That g of x into x minus 1 into x minus 2 plus ax plus b. One may, this g of x we cannot find because there will be hundreds of polynomial with this data. Okay, and every time g of x will change, but every time A and B will not change. I'll show you why. Put x equal to 1 on both sides. What will happen? You'll get f of 1. We may say, I don't know g of 1, but don't have to worry. This into 0 is there. The whole thing is 0. You'll get a plus b. So from that, I'm getting a plus b is equal to what? 5. F of 1 is 5. Yeah. And f of 2 is also again, this is 0. G of 2 doesn't matter. I'll get 2a plus b. So 2a plus b is 7. When I solve, I'll get a equal to 2 and b equal to 3. Okay, so finally I got f of x is some polynomial with the integer coefficients. Okay, if that is integer coefficient, even g of x also should have integer coefficients. Okay, because after all, we are getting every time that one. Now, plus 2x plus 3. Now, what is that they want? They want smallest positive value of f of 12. Smallest possible positive value of f of 12. Okay. So f of 12, when I take, I'll get g of 12 into 6, sorry, into 11 into 12 plus, there is something wrong here. Just a minute, 24 plus 3, which is 27. Okay, this is all fine. I don't know whether yeah. I will tell you what are the different possible values of f of 12. Okay, this is all fine. One may say I don't know anything about g of 12, but we know one thing, that g of 12 has to be integer. Am I right? Why?
Yes, sir.
F of x was all integer coefficients, so g of x also should have all integer coefficients. If something has integer coefficients and the x value is substitute integer, it should be an integer. That means it can be 0, it can be 1, it can be 2, it can be 3. If it is 0, answer is 27. If it is 1, bigger positive value. If it is 2, much bigger positive value. One may say, I will put minus 1. If I put minus 1, you will get completely negative because you get minus 132 plus 27. If it is negative, your answer is negative. If it is 0, answer is 27. If it is positive integer, your answer will be always more than 27. So the least possible positive value of this will be 27 itself. One may say, is there a polynomial like that? Yes, very easy. You take g of x anything you want, provided g of 12 is 0. If you want example, you can take g of x as only x minus 12, or you can take x minus 12 whole square, or you can take x minus 12 into x minus 5 into x minus 100. You take anything, I don't care, where for g of x minus 12 is a factor, it will satisfy all this data. Because whatever g of x you put, these two data will be satisfied because already from that only we got a and b. And the g of 12 should be 0, so you can take that to get the minimum. Is this okay?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So that division algorithm, you should know one thing, and you should know that g of x has integer coefficients, and g of 12, even though we don't know, by changing it as an integer, the minimum we can get is 27. Even in the future, anytime if I'm not recording, please remind me. Of course, sometimes when I'm recording, you may not know because when I use another app. So I'm arranging this. Okay. 89. Now, suppose 4 balls labeled 1, 2, 3, 4 are randomly placed in boxes 4. The probability that exactly one box is empty. If exactly one box is empty, it means in other three boxes, definitely something, no box should be empty. Okay. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, box 1, box 2, box 3, box 4. I don't know whether they asked probability. First of all, number of functions. For these 4 choices, for this 4, for this 4, for this 4. So total number of functions is 4 power 4. Okay. Whatever it is, 2 power 8 or 256 or something. Coming to the number of functions where exactly a number of ways where one box is empty. Okay. Is first of all decide which box is empty. Okay. Empty box. To decide, there are 4 ways. This can be empty, this can be empty. 4 ways. Let us say decided that this is empty. After that, all these 4 should be kept in these 3 such that nothing is empty among the 3. It is basically a number of onto functions from here to here. So we have a formula that if you have n elements here and 3 elements here, how many onto functions are possible is 3 power n minus 3 times 2 power n plus 3. Where from that came? Total number of functions minus this one is empty, remove it. This one is empty, remove it. This one is empty, remove it. These two are empty, add it, and all that. We have this. It is also based on principle of inclusion and exclusion or dearrangement. Without all that, we can also done very simply. I have 4 here, 3 here. Nothing should be empty. So I'll give 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. 1 more is left that I can put anywhere else in the among the 3. That means one of the box should have 2, other box should have 1 each. Which one is that? Deciding itself, there are 3 ways. That's you decided that box 1, box 2, box 3, box 4 is empty. You decided. You can put 2 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 2 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 2. Okay, that is another 3 ways deciding that. After you decided, among these 4, which 2 will keep here? That is 4C2. Among rest of the 2, which one will give here? That is 2C1. Okay. So 4 for selecting empty box, 3 for these 3 choices, and then how to put for this 2 it is 4C2, for this one it is 2C1, for the other one it is 1C1. This is the total numerator should be. So that is 4 into 3, we can just multiply at least. 4 is 12, 12 2s are 24 into 6, 144. 144 by 256. Anyway, in this, if any 2 is there, you can remove it. Why to write this much? This is 2 power 8. Let us leave it. And this is 6. There is a 2 here. 2 square. So 2 power 4. And this is 9. So 2 power 4 into 9 by 256 means 9 by 16. Any such answer is there? Yeah, 9 by 16. If somebody is possible, can you see whether 89 option B or not? Okay, this is one method. Method 2 is, as I said, empty box is 4 ways. Or onto functions from 4 elements to 3 elements is 3 power 4 minus 3 times 2 power 4 plus 1 plus 1. I can even write in more detail. 2 power 4 minus 2 power 4 minus 2 power 4 plus 1 plus 1 plus 1. That is 4 into this is 81. 16 3s are 48 plus 3. 4 into this minus 45. 81 minus 45 is 36. Yes. So this is exactly 4 into 36. Yes. Which is 2 power 4 into 9. If somebody is not clear about this, I'm telling. Already you decided this is empty. From 4 elements to 3 elements. These are functions, total number of functions using box 1, box 2, box 3. That some may be empty, may not be empty. In this, definitely box 1 empty is this many. Definitely box 2 empty is this many. That means we are using box 2 and box 3 here. Box 1 and box 3 here. Box 1 and box 2. These are all are kept in box 1, all are kept in box 2, all are kept in box 3. One may say, why did we add? We should subtract. No, because All are kept in box 1. Is it there, here, and here? We remove twice. So to cover that, we have to add once. Is this okay?
Sure.
Okay. Even this 2, 1, 1 is one way, and the another one is. Okay, this 90 also simple, but nice question. Okay, 90. We'll take that function little later. Let me explain the question. They gave some function. They're asking f of x minus f of y by x minus y with a mod. What is the range of that? They can ask. Here they ask greatest value, but they can ask what is the range. They can even remove the mod and ask. Not a big issue. Mod is also not important. When mod is not there, basically what is happening, I'll tell you. Let us say curve is a parabola or some other curve, not a problem. This is, you can join any 2 points and find the slope of that. Am I right? That's what is this after all. Okay, so as you take different, you take these 2 points, find this slope, 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 take these 2 points, find this slope. What are all the possible slopes of the chords of that curve? Is this range. Okay. Now, of course, we can visualize and see in the figure, but there's another way where you can use Lagrange's mean value theorem. You take 2 points. This chord slope is nothing but slope of this tangent if you draw a parallel line. Am I right? That is Lagrange's mean value theorem, right? Or don't even worry about Lagrange's mean theorem. Let us not give any name. Definitely parallel to this chord, there will be a tangent. So at that point, the slope of the tangent is this. So this chord can be removed. It can be equated to slope of tangent. If some other chord is there, definitely there will be a point where the tangent will be parallel to this. Okay, you can forget about that. So for every chord, there will be a tangent. So instead of asking what are the complete range of the slopes of the different chords, they can ask what is the range of the slopes of the tangent. Because every chord will have a parallel tangent. Am I right? Yeah. So that is a trick here. So once you understand, I don't even have to draw the graph of log 1 plus x square. If required, I'll draw it. It is an even function. I can just draw once time it takes. F of x is equal to log of 1 plus x square. It's saying about the time, but it's okay. First of all, f dash x is 2x by 1 plus x square. We all know the range of this. Okay. I can even take x. That means first year I told many methods. Just a minute. Screen is not okay. So I first proved that every chord will have a parallel tangent. So slopes of the chords, if they want range, it is as good as slopes of the tangents range. And when I found f dash x, this will be tangent. What is the minimum value of this, maximum value of this? There are many ways to find minimum and maximum value of this. One method is you take x plus 1 whole square greater than equal to 0, x minus 1 whole square greater than equal to 0. When you expand this, you'll get x square plus 1 is greater than 2x. This is x square plus 1 less than or equal to 2. When you divide this, you'll get 2x by x square plus 1 less than or equal to 1. Here when you divide, you'll get 2x by x square plus 1 is greater than or equal to, wrong. This is minus 2x, yeah. No, just this one. I'll get 2x is greater than or equal to minus of x square plus 1 divide 2x by x square plus 1 is greater than or equal to minus 1. Here 2x by x square plus 1 less than or equal to 1. Okay. I got the range of this is closed interval minus 1 to 1 because more than minus 1 and less than. Method 2, like in IP, how will you find range of anything? You will take equal to y, or in quadratic equation also we have this. Whenever you have a quadratic by quadratic, linear by quadratic, or quadratic by linear rational function, how will you find the range? Equal to y, do cross multiplication, get a quadratic equation in terms of x. Further solution should be there. So b square minus 4ac greater than or equal to 0. You do that, you will get an inequality containing y, you will get a range. These are very important questions in IP. Remember that? IP quadratic equation last but one exercise something. So based on that also you are going to get this. I'll tell you one more thing. You simply take x equal to tan theta. You'll get just like that. When x is tan theta, what is 2x by 1 plus x square? Anybody? 2 tan theta by 1 plus tan square
Sin
theta.
2
What is
theta.
that? Sin 2 theta. 2x by 1 plus x square is sin 2 theta. And what is the range of sin 2 theta? Minus 1 to 1. Right. You can use calculus if you want. When you try to draw, this is an odd function. At 0, it is 0. At infinity, it is 0. In between, positive. It increases to some higher value and decreases. And it is an odd function, so it will be like this. This graph at infinity limit is 0. At minus infinity limit is 0. At 0, it is 0. And for x is positive, it is always positive. When x is negative, it is always negative. Okay. How will you know this maximum and minimum? Use calculus. Find the derivative and equate it to 0. You'll get x equal to 1 and minus 1. This point is 1 comma 1. This point is minus 1 comma minus 1. You'll get that. In fact, if you bring this x down, you'll get AMG inequality. 2 by x plus 1 by x. We all know something plus 1 by something. For positive values, it will be greater than or equal to 2. For negative values, it will be less than or equal to minus 2. When you take reciprocal of that also, you'll get minus 1 to 1. Okay, somewhere or other, the range of this equal to minus 1 to 1 can be proved by any one of these 4 or 5 methods. Now, when you take mod of that, that will be between 0 to 1. Anything between 0 to 1 is okay. So, maximum value is 1. They wanted, no, they wanted the least possible value. What is that? Oh, it is less than or equal to A, the maximum value. And what is that value? That value is exactly 1, option A. Is it okay? Okay. So I said one point that the card, okay, will have a tangent parallel to it, which is not right in some case. I'll tell you what is that. A curve like this is okay. Whenever you have a point of inflection, you will get an issue. Okay. Let us say I have a line and like this is there. Okay. Okay, look at this curve. You take any 2 points, here you join, here you join. Will there be any horizontal line anywhere? No, no. But the tangent is there. X-axis is a horizontal tangent to this, right? So there is no chord with slope 0, but there is a tangent with slope 0. Okay. So only when there is a point of inflection, that logic what I told will not work. But log 1 plus x square, I think should not have any problem, I guess. Okay. Just 2 minutes, I'll finish this also. Let me really draw what is the graph of y is equal to log 1 plus x square. First of all, it is an increasing function, so log of that also will increase. And for very high values, if you neglect one, it is almost log x only, 2 log x, not a big deal. Very humble curve bends, that is increases very, very slow. At 0, it is 0, and it is actually going like this. And even function, so here also it will be like this. And even when I differentiate it 2x by 1 plus x square, at 0, its slope is 0, so it is touching x-axis there. Okay, it's a very smooth curve. This, because not only at 0 it is 0, at 0 derivative is also 0. So this has a point of inflection. So there can be a problem there. But otherwise, if you take these 2 points, somewhere the tangent will be parallel to that. You take these 2 points. So what is that point? When I differentiate, I'll get at 1 and minus 1. Exactly at 1, it is 1. Answer, I think it should be 1 minute. It should be less than 1 actually. Bigger than option C should be correct. It appears like option A, okay? But that is exactly the point of inflection and there is no chord parallel to it, okay? Just have a look at that answer once and then we'll stop. 90, A versus C. Strongly C is answered strictly. They might have given key as A, there is a chance. $90 they gave you, it's equal to 1. But I want to check on that because that is a point of inflection and there cannot be any chord with that slope. Okay, I'll just confirm it, but there is a small problem there with the key. Key may be wrong. Is that okay, everybody?
Yes, sir.
All right. Okay, so I have to discuss 82 and one or two other questions. I wanted to give a little better exposure of that question. Otherwise, only 82 is left. I think we can discuss tomorrow on that and we can even start 5th November paper also tomorrow. Is that okay? All right.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. If anybody want to ask any other doubt, you can rejoin. I'm going to end this and again we're going